Within this session, we are going to look at what is actually Learn.UQ and briefly look at ultra-based navigation. We're going to look at the structure of Blackboard courses and how to create and edit content there. We're going to look at assessments and hopefully we will be able to look at the groups, creating groups, but also Grade Center. That's probably the place where you would be spending lots of time. So essentially, we plan to give you the key information related to your role as a tutor, as well as talking a bit about the e-learning support and services available from our team. All right, well, so what is Learn.UQ? You probably all know that, but just in case, Learn.UQ or Blackboard is simply a learning management system. So that used to plan, implement, and assess teaching and learning. So everything that relates to our courses is stored there. At UQ, all courses from year 1 to year 5 required to have a Blackboard course. So it's kind of a must. It's a very important place for students to find resources, as well for you as teaching staff to put the content, to set up learning activities, integrate e-learning tools, publish assessment, and of course, finalize students' grades. So it's kind of a very big platform and it's quite flexible and open. Just think of it as a core structure that get lots of things connected to. So with no further delay, let's just get into it. So could I please ask you to type learn.uq.edu.au in your browser? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to send it in our chat here. Here we go. So once you logged in, and for that reason, for our training purposes, what I might ask you to actually use your staff username. If you are a high research degree student, you probably used to use your student account, but for the purpose of this training session, can I please ask you to use UQ staff account? And once you logged in, can I please ask you to post a thumbs up in the chat so I know you are in. I'm just quickly checking the chat. It's very quiet, very, very quiet. All right, guys, let me know if you are in. Okay, I can see Paul, thank you. Wonderful. The chat is empty, but that's all right. So I believe if there is any issues, can I please ask you just unmute and ask over the meeting? So we need to know if you beautiful. All right. Okay. Well, let's just keep going. So lovely. Thank you, Cassie. So once you logged in into Learn.UQ, by default, you will land on the page called Courses. You could see that on my screen right now. So you're probably here. So your screen might look different to mine. So be aware of the list view that currently on my screen or grid view. So this is grid view and this is the list view. So basically switch between them. You click on those icons. So at the top, you've got little boxes here. So if you click on the all terms, you can actually filter all your courses by teaching period, by time. So by semester, if you want to see just semester 124 or current 20, semester 2, 2024, you just click on it and it will bring only those courses. Simply select all terms to actually see all of them again. There is also filters here. It's a great section where you can actually get them, all of your courses, kind of status by activity, like the courses I teach. So not by the type, but by the activities, by kind of status. So, and again, to see all of them, simple, go back and select all courses. So what else we can do here? You can actually, if your list is very long, like you could see mine is, and I've got 23 pages here. If it's way too long and you want to hide some of your courses from the list, you can actually click on this little 3 dots icon, which called More button, and you can say Hide Course. So what it will do, it won't kind of hide from everyone. It will only hide from you, from the course coming up. So if the course is available to students and you make it hidden, it doesn't mean that it's hidden for students. You will just make it hidden for yourself. So let's say I put it hidden. So to bring it back, so I've got it on my list, we simply just go to the back to the filters. And now you could see the last option here, hidden from me. Now you will see all of those that have been hidden from you, and back to those more button, and you click show course. So this, you will return the course back to your list. So from grid view only in this page, you can actually change the banner of the course. Again, in this view, the more button is here, so on the top right corner. So you can click here and you can edit course image. That's something that your course coordinator will do. Some prefer to have kind of customized image, so kind of the course stands out. If not, it will have a very much kind of standard UQ banner with a wonderful, purple UQ colors. But again, it can be something that related particularly to the course. So regardless list or grid view, you can actually make, you can close or open a course, and this is why we're talking about hide from students. So make it available and unavailable by going again to those three dots icon and click make course private. So if you make it private, it will make it unavailable to students. Well, it's again something that your course coordinator probably will be controlling, and you at this stage, we are in week 1, it's probably something that you don't want to do right now, make it unavailable to students, because by general rule, UQ policies, the course sites must be available to students at least 1 week prior to the first teaching activity within that course. So by now, the course site that you are involved in, that you are tutoring in, should be available to students. So the other thing you can do here, and I'll just return to the list view, you can actually favorite your courses. So if there is a course that you want to be on the top of the list, let's say even if it's within one semester, but you've got a lot of them and you want particular one to be on the top, you can actually favorite. Can you see this little star icon? And as you could see, some of them, some of the courses on my list, the icon is kind of empty, and some of them with this solid purple color. So basically you can favorite by clicking on that star, and if you don't want them to be in your favorites, you just undo like I just did a second ago. All right, well, let me check with our schedule. Right now, so that's the courses pages. And I have to mention that we are going back to this page, that probably the page that you will be visited most. But for now, I'm going to give you a very quick overview of ultra-based navigation here, so you know the core features outside of the course list. So let's start from the top. And once again, this is a hands-on session. So please click along with me, and we're going here into the institutional page. So the very first one on top, that page contains a lot of important messages and all useful links for all teaching staff, information on current and resolved service issues, any system outage, if there is any. So if you scroll down here, you could see lots of important updates, news, everything is displayed here and timely updating here. All of the useful links here for staff, for teaching staff, any issues with the system resolved, considering recent events with the software update. So you can always come here and check if there is anything, and particularly if student will say to you, hey, I couldn't upload my assignment this weekend because university system or Blackboard wasn't working, you can always come here and check if that's true. All right, so the next one down, it's your profile. So this is the section that will have your name. It contains all your personal information that pull from the university system. It's not much there, so you can actually change your photo here. The thing important here is probably the notification. That's something that you want to check. If you feel like you're getting a lot of them, you can simply go to this little pencil and make the adjustment. So you can go and check later on if there is something that you want to minimize, or maybe you want to get more notification. So the next one is activity stream. So this page contains a list of all recent actions in all your courses. So kind of a global overview of what happened in your courses. But of course, you know, it's I'm in kind of training role, so it will look different to you. So courses, that's the next section that we already been in. And as I said, it's a landing page. We are going back to it very shortly. Next one, organizations. So this page contains courses for the UQ community groups, and usually those ones that don't have ECP, so electronic course profile. So they kind of are non-SciNet courses. So the calendar down here is, so again, all dates across all courses you are involved in. You can have it in day view, here, day view or months view. You can also have it on the kind of schedule, or you can have it on the schedule as by due date. You can see once you click there, you will see the due dates of all courses that you are teaching in. So maybe quite, you know, useful to have. You can also add, if we go to the day, you can also add your personal event. So you can, let me just, maybe I'll do my screen a tiny bit smaller. So by clicking the plus button here, so that's a new event, just make sure when you add in those events that are related to your personal calendar, not the course. And next one down is messages. They're not used much. Sending messages to students within the course site is going through the announcements option, so announcements page within your course. So this section is not usually used much for, you know, for communicating with your students. So next one down, marks. So this provides access to all the assessment marking across all your courses. So once again, it's a wonderful place for you to come and see how many marking is required, if there is anything being submitted for you to mark, and you can see all the work within each course. So kind of collated version of everything that you are marking in. So tools here, simply just all tools available across all courses. You won't have admin section, it's just my role related. And of course, sign out, that's just to get out, which we're not going to do. So basically, it's the overview of everything across all of your courses. So it's kind of a global overview. And so I have kind of a summary slide here for you to kind of easy reference, so all in one place. All right, so now let's get back to the courses pages, as I promised, and find that training course that you can play with. So in the courses page, so we're going back here, in the search your courses box over here, can I please ask you to type something like learn.uq basics for tutors? And I'll just post it in our chat for your easy reference. So we put in that here. And after you type that and try to find it, you will find the course with digit at the end. So each of you would have your own number. I just noticed this morning someone registered twice, so you might have two of those. So pick any of them. So it's your training, will be your training course. So let me just Tutors. Let me just pick mine. Are we all good? Can I just confirm that everyone managed to find their course? Thank you, Paul. Wonderful. All right. Great, great. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Well, if there is any issue, please unmute yourself and tell me, because I'm trying to monitor the chat, and at the same time, keep a good pace so we managed to cover all the material today, and we've got quite a lot. All right. Well, let's just, once we find it, so I'll go back. So here's the course that you enroll in, for example. So what we need to do, we just need to click on it. And you could see kind of slide over it, and over the global ultra navigation. And you can, what you can do, you can obviously do the usual thing. You can just click open in a new tab, or a little trick here for you. Once you open, you could see the name of the course here. You can just hover over the name and then simply click your middle, the mouse scroller. When you click on it, just press on it, it will straight away open a new window here. And you can just close that, still having your courses page open, so very easy to access, and have the course that we're going to practice with open in a different tab. All right, so now you are enrolled in this course as an instructor, so you can do whatever you want to do with this course. You won't break it anything. You won't accidentally send messages to any students, real students, apart maybe from our team who are enrolled in those courses too. So we can, help, any of us could help you through. So now what we're going to look at, first of all, we're going to look at the structure of the course. As you could see on the left-hand side, there are kind of two parts. So all Blackboard courses at UQ are structured in a very particular order, and this has to stay the same across all, just to ensure consistencies for all students. So the course structure, it will always have this part which called the course menu, and this is a simply users access point for all course content, whether down here called course management or control panel. It's kind of area where the staff, teaching staff, can do admin management work for the course. It's never visible to students. All right, so again, I'm going to quickly give you an overview of all pages, all sections that we have here, so you have understanding what is there. And we're going to do some activities in some of those sections, and some sections we're just going to visit, the section that you probably won't do much there, but as I said, you do need to know what is there. So again, please click along with me. Remember, you can't break this course. You can do whatever you want to do. So, all right, the very first one here, first section called Tips for Staff. And this section is hidden. It's only for teaching staff. And how we know it's hidden, not because we just put the word hidden, but also, as you could see, there is a little square box with a line through that indicates to you that this section is not available to students. So it's only visible to the staff. So once we click on that, you could see it's kind of a point, collective point for tips and tricks for the teaching staff. So it's a good place for course coordinator and you to come and see the suggested structure for the course, and like how to conduct communication with students. So, and also the course coordinator might come to the section to create a banner if they wish to update it. All right, so the next one, the Course Insight. Course Insight is learning analytics tool. This is a training course, so it's just been linked to sample, and here you might see you find the very, very useful information about your students. So it's kind of students' data in terms of their the students who are repeating. For example, let me just click around so you could see what is there. And again, that's simply like a screenshot, like a link to the pretended course. So how students engage with the certain assessment and student themselves. So how many of them repeating the course, their demographics, and so all of them, that all information will be listed here. So let's go back to our course. Now, the next one down is the announcement. So this is a kind of course homepage. So that's a landing page for students. Once they log in, they will get here. So platform of announcements is essentially the way that teaching staff communicates with students. So you can see there is a sample here. So each course that been generated, we provide with the sample of the announcement covering, what it needs to be there. So this can be simply edited, and as you could see, we put notes here, edit or replace, or teaching staff can create that announcement themselves from the scratch. So that's what we're going to do. Usually the course coordinator will do the welcome message, but sometimes they might ask you, can you post something, to students? Let's say next week we've got public holiday at your tutoring, a day where the tutoring class is scheduled. They might ask you to, can you send a reminder to students that, the class is not on because of the public holidays. So you will need to know how to make that announcement. So for that, we just go up to the page. You can see the little note here, create announcement. So before we start actually creating and adding content on the course, I should mention that you always need to make sure that the course is in the edit mode. So can you see this little green circle at the top with the word on? So the edit mode is on. That's wonderful. We can proceed. So basically we click on the create message, and so here you want to put a subject. So what you actually want to do announcement to your students, let's say something very, very simple message. You want to say to them, tutorials start next week, right? Or tutorials won't be on next week. So here's the text box, pretty standard as any text editor. The only thing I should mention, you might have a shortened view, something like this. So just the simple formatting. If you click on that three dots icon, you will bring the full text editor. So giving you extra range, extra features, so you can actually attach videos, you can add some, some content or do some embedding, for example, here. So now in that text box, we want to put the message, the actual message to students, what we want to tell them. Let's say you want to say, tutorial start next week. We look forward to greeting you. View details of your tutor in the course sections. Thank you all. So that's your message to them, what you want to tell them. Now, next down, so what we have, web announcements options here. So duration, we recommend never restrict the date of your announcement. The reason being is that if you, for example, want to do some announcement for the coming up week and you want to restrict it just to the weekend, it will disappear on Monday morning. Well, on the early morning of the Monday, which you don't want to do. You want to have keep the record of communication with your students. And also just, you might get students coming back to you and saying, hey, you didn't tell me. And then you can always refer them and saying, hey, on the announcement page for the course, it actually, we let you know. So, that's highly recommended not to restrict the date. Now, the other option here, email announcement, we recommend you to always send a copy of announcement immediately, which system will create an email sending to students. So they don't come to Blackboard as often as you might want them to come, but they do usually get their emails or email notification that something came through. So allowing them to see that. Now, the other cool thing here is the course, direct course link. So that's a little feature that you can actually use to include the link to the part of your course that you want students to go to. Like in our message here, we said, view details of your tutor on in the course staff section, right? So basically here, you can add the that particular section here, link to this section. So basically what you need to do here, you click browse and it will open up this very, very small window, and it's Very, very hard to catch there. I don't know, that's just the developer, how they do. I usually just click and open a full screen, easy to pick up. And let's say you want them to visit the course stuff section. Here we go. So it died here and we click submit. That's our announcement is done. As you could see, tutorial start next week. And that's our message to students. And we got course link here. So the context, what we asked them to do. Or if you say, oh, look through the course profile, whichever you want them to do, that's easy for them. Click and they are there. So the new announcement, if you want to move, let's say you put this announcement, but you want to move it in a different position, what you can do, you can actually drag it. So you can either hover over the message and you could see that kind of 4 arrow icon. It's called move icon. And if you press the left button of your mouse, and you can actually grab and drag it to any position you want to drag. So if something that's more important, you can just move up, right? But as you could see, sometimes it's so hard to hold it and pull it over because the size is different. There is a little tool that it's really hard to see, but if you remember, it might be something that you want to use instead of just dragging. So it's called the rearrangement tool, accessible rearranging tool. So this little kind of two ways arrows. So you can select the announcement you want to move, highlight it, and you click those arrows to move it up, right? So you move it, you want to move it down, you move it down, and you click submit. And it says it rearranges. So it moves the announcement. I'll show you again. So let's say we want to move the this little services notification up. Click submit, and here we are. It's at the top. Or simply, as I said, drag it over. Now, there is another feature I want to mention. If you want one of the announcement to be kind of pinned to the page and be always on top, so it doesn't go into the queue, you can actually drag it over this line. So all new announcement will appear below, but the important one will be above that line. So I'm going back to those tools, and let's say you want to have welcome message above that line, and you just go up, and submit. So once new messages will be made, they will all appear, and the new announcement appear below this line, and this one will always stay at the top. Again, it's probably something that the course coordinator will coordinate for you, but so sometimes you get confused. Oh, I just made one and it doesn't go to the very top. All right, well, that's all about the announcements, and I can't see any questions in the chat, so I'll keep going. All right, so the next one is the course profile. So unfortunately, again, due to being a training course, we just put a kind of screenshot what students will see. So they will just click view profile button, and it will bring them to the electronic version of the course profile. You see this view profile. That's how students will see it. All right, next one is the course staff page. This section where you can actually go and add details of stuff that in your course. And quite often the course coordinator will set it up from the start, but sometimes he might ask, or she might ask you to add yourself. So you need to know how to do it. Now, we have a wonderful doctor sample example here, covering all the areas that you need to mention, all the things that, would be good to provide our students with. We also have a couple of very famous tutors, Margot and Chris here, just to show you how it will look like. But for now, let's just quickly practice creating your own contact here. So at the create contact, you hold on, let me go back. So create folder and create content. So we don't need folder. Folder will be created only if we have too many tutors and your course coordinator want to have just tutors folder separately. All right. So we do need just create content. Once we click on that, you put your title, your first name, last name, and so here in office location, again, quite a lot of people doing the virtual hours. You can just always saying, look, email to schedule meeting with me. And so this way you telling students how they can, how and where they can see you. Now, next one down, the actual hours. Again, some people doing partial hours. You can actually say to them, I only work 3 days a week. I wish I would. But anyway, or you can say Monday to Friday, like most of us do. Now, the notes here, that section, a very small section, but quite kind of important. This way you want to add to tell students specifically why would they be contacting you, and there are lots of reasons why they shouldn't contact you. They should contact course coordinator instead. So in this note section, you can actually kind of minimize unnecessary contacts. So you put here, you can contact me for, assignment related questions or, tutoring, attendance, whichever you want them to contact. So the other thing here we recommend you doing here is attach image. So adding your photo will help students to remember your face. So what you can do here, you just click the browser button, and with the calendar invite that we sent to you guys, we attach the resources that we ask you to save. But if you haven't, that's okay. I'll just post in a couple examples so you can quickly save it to your, let's say, download folder. And I'll just send a few of them. So basically, there are certain requirements for the image to be there, to be uploaded correctly here. So it's 150 pixels by 150 pixels. Here's a little reminder for you if you're not sure, because if it's a bigger or unproportional, might kind of distort the actual image. So basically to upload your image, you click a browser and you go where you save that. So profile photo and open, it will bring it up. The other interesting thing here, you can actually add the personal link here to your researchers page, for example, if you have one. All right, so we're good so far, and we click submit. Here we go. Oh, didn't like something. Let me do it again. Ah, all right, so it does need an email, so that's a compulsory field. Oh, wonderful. All right, so now we submit. And here we go. So I've got my here, and Paul uploading his one too. So again, to either you just drag it over to move it around. So if you want to have your contact at the top, see how it's not always easy. You can again use this little rearranging tool to move the profile up, and you click submit here. Wonderful. All right, we're good to go. So let me just cross-check with our schedule. So we've done the structure of the course, and we're going back to, we're going now back to the course and continue through the course menu. So next one, the course help page. This one kind of frequently asked questions section. So basically the section where the course coordinator will add a range of links and resources for students, questions they might have. So kind of central point for students to check where should they go for any particular questions, like if you want to change your class or assessment extension. So another point for students to have the their questions answered. All right, so the next one is the learning resources. That's the section where all content of the course is built, and that's quite a lot of work done around this section. So You can see there are a few things already, and I should mention that the lecture recordings, the course reading list, and subject guides, so these sections are kind of default. So they are added at default, where the other links and other folders here added by the teaching staff, so most likely by your course coordinator. So let's start with the lecture recording. So every lecture is required to be recorded at UQ. So all of them taking place in equipped venues, and they automatically recorded based on timetable. So if it's timetabled, it will be recorded. Course coordinator will link this folder to the course's ECHA 360 section for the very first time, and then all of them, all the recordings are going automatically. It might take some time for recordings to appear, but generally within 24 hours, it will be available to students to watch. Again, it's a training course, so I'm just going to show you how it will look like on ECHA video. So what I have here, and I quickly go through our slides. So we've done the welcome message and announcement. We added the stuff, and that's where we're talking now about learning resources. So that's the image of how the lecture recordings in ECHA 360 will look like for your course. So with the date and the time that lecture has taken the place. So new lecture recordings will appear here as they come. So staff can also upload their own recordings if you want, if you want students to see the extra recordings. And just again, it only records if lecture is scheduled. Seminars or tutors are not recorded. If you want them to be recorded, you will need to talk to your course coordinator, and then they will need to talk to the timetabler. So let's go back to the course, to the learning resources course. So the course reading list, this just simply a link to the library page will list all the course readings for this particular course. And again, it's just a training course, so it probably will be linked to a generic page. Same as the, let it just load it. Yeah, so that's obviously we don't have any readings listed for the course, but if that would be a real one, so we'll have the list of those readings for students. So same thing for the subject guides. That will be like a generic subject related, so based on the areas of study. So as I said, all of this added at default, but the other things here, which we are going to look through, are added by the teaching staff. So again, you could see we've got the week 1 folder here, week 2 folder here. So all the content, the way we recommend course coordinator to create content is to put it in the folder, so weekly folder or module folder. So sometimes courses have a module over several weeks, so it would be like module 1, module 2, module 3. Otherwise, it will be just weekly folders. So let's just quickly have a look at them. So the very first one, let's open the universe. You could see here, it's kind of a number of resources here. And you could see it's a long, very long list to scroll and go through. You've got images here, you've got PowerPoint here. So basically, it should be everything that related to the this particular week study of teaching and learning should be in this folder. So to go back, you can either go through the at the top here, go back to the learning resources, or click on the learning resources here. So it doesn't matter how you go back, you'll get to the same page. So for now, let's practice to create a folder here. So let's say we want to have a folder for the week 3. So our wonderful build content button here. So we hover over that and we put content folder. All right, so now here we need to give this folder a name. Let's say it is just type there week 3 Saturn. I already used that name of the folder, so it's kind of pre-filled for me. You just type in week 3 Saturn. And let's say we give a description. So here you want to make sure the student know what they have, what will be happening during this week. So we say this week we're going to study Saturn. All right. And we leave everything at the default, this kind of standard options. The only thing is here, permit users to view this content. So if you keep it a yes, it will become visible to students straight away. If you're not sure if you want students to see that at this stage, you just click no. So it will be hidden until you finish your work. So, and again, you click submit button here. So you could see now we've got the week 3 Saturn. Wonderful. So if you notice you made a mistake or something is not quite right, another favorite button is this little circle, gray circle with the arrow down. That's where you press on it and you go to edit, and you make sure that you add something or you change something that you want to correct. And again, submit to the folder to appear. Or if you want to make it unavailable to students, you can click here on that button and click make unavailable. All right. So how do you know that it's available or unavailable? You will see if item is hidden from student sets availability and its item is hidden from students. So that's how you would know it is. So now let's quickly cross-check what we've got here. So we've created folder together and we allowed users to see content, and we know how to move folder. We need to move it up. Now, what are we going to do next? We're going to build some content in that folder. So that week 3 folder, so we go there, it's empty, so we need to put the content there. So build content, and now you could see there are quite a lot of things, bunch of things you can add here. You can either add item or file, image, or template. Let's say you want students to look through the PDF file before they come into to the lecture. So you can actually simply add a file. And again, let me just click here. So we click file. So you say something, lecture slides, right? And let's say you browse local files here. Again, one of the files that we sent to you was like a PDF, Saturn PDF file here. So you click on it, select where you save that, and click open. And leave. We recommend to make sure that when you create it, so it's open a new window, yes. And permit users to view this content. Again, if you want them to view straight away, yes. If you don't, you click no. All right, leave everything here default. It's not really important. You can restrict display after a certain day, but it's just probably best to have it at default settings here. So we click submit. So you could see we added the item, we added the file, which is not our team's favorite, just because you can't, there is really no space, no room to add what we want students to do with that. So basically they could see, okay, lecture slides, and so what? So they click, it's there. And so what do I need to do? Is that I need to read it before, I read it after the course, I don't know, after the session. So that's why we encourage staff to use item instead, to upload files. This will allow you a lot of customization and also add in lots of other things. And most importantly, give students instructions what they have to do. So, all right, let's do it. So from build content again, we are going into the item. And now you could see here, let's say we say an introduction to Saturn. You've got that text kind of text box, and you could see this is an introduction to Saturn lecture presentation. Please download slides and notes before lecture. No need to print out. to print them, just read, anything you want them to do. And also here you can, what you could do, you can actually add that file here. So basically getting that file, attach as the file, or what you can also do, you can click this kind of embed. So you can click on this plus button and click insert local files. So here you pick that file and click open. What you also can do, you can click and pick up the images. Let's say you got image. So just to break the text, and we can also say, please visit NASA website for interesting reading. So then you just simply highlight, for example, NASA website here. Oops. So when you highlight, and you can actually add link here. So let's just, it doesn't like me. Let's just go Google it. Right? So, and we just grab, for example, this link and simply go back to our item we highlighted, and we add link here. We put the URL here, and let's say we want them to look at this setting, and that's the text, how it will display to students. If you made a mistake, you can correct it here, and just make sure that the open link in the new window, because we don't want students to leave the course site. We want the site to be open in a separate window, and click save. All right. So now, what else you can add here? You can actually embed the anything, anything outside you want to bring in. So using this one, you can also add the, as I mentioned, add the link to the actual part of your course as well. So now we're going down here. So again, permit users to view this content if you want them to view right now, or if you're not sure, just keep keep working on that. Leave it as at no. For me, I'll just put yes, and we click submit. Now you could see that everything that related to the preparation to this, for example, a lecture, everything in one item. So students would have the PDF file attached. There will be just this description for them, what to do, instructions. It's also kind of embedded version, and the images there to break a text, for example, and the website. Of course, you can add all of those ones as a separate link, so as a separate entry. So you can pick up image and you just put it as an image. You can just add the web link. Let's say you want students to that say NASA website, and you put the link here. You can give them instructions here. Please visit, submit, and you can see this one will just look like a separate entry, but the way the items is actually collated information is probably easy for students to digest and see everything that they need to do prior coming to the to their lecture, to the session. So now what I also want to show you here is that how we hide content from students. As I mentioned, the course should be available to students, let's say a week before a first teaching activity. It doesn't mean that all sections need to be available to students. So if I go to learning resources right now, and let's say we don't need them to see the their folder, they just need to see the week 1 and week 2. So what we do, for example, like this one is already hidden. Let's say we've got week 4 here. So we make it unavailable. So that's how we click here. And so that's how we hide that particular folder. So everything in the folder will be hidden. And if it's available to students, even within the folder, some items can be hidden or all items can be available to students. So let's just quickly go through our plan. So we've created item together, we added image, we added the web link, and also you can add YouTube video in the same way as we did with the link to NASA website. Now, the other important thing is, so that's hiding the content. Another important thing here is the student preview tool. If you, let's say, you're not sure what is hidden, what is not hidden, you can actually quickly check what is there by going into the student preview, using student preview tool. So it's the one here, see, next to the little lock, which again showing that the whole course is not available to students, not visible to them. But I mean, the course is visible, the students can't get into it. So to check what's hidden, what not, we just entering the student menu, student preview mode. So you will see this little banner at the top, and you now see the course exactly as students will see it. So as you could see, this page, the management, course management section has gone. So an exit from, so you can go to learning resources and see which folders are visible to students, which are not. To get out of it, you just click exit preview and you are back to the editing mode into your course. All right, I'm very conscious of the time. I can't see there is no questions in the chat, which is great. So we're going into the next section, which is assessment. Again, it's something that the course coordinator will set up, and it's something that you just need to know what the structure there. So again, each assessment item recommended to be in a separate folder, but before those folders, it is recommended to have a summary, assessment summary. So basically, it is kind of a screenshot from lots of course coordinators. What they do, they just go to the ECP and do the screenshot of the assessment section there and just paste in there as the image, so students could see visually showing them what, you know, the due dates and learning objectives, so all of those important details. So once each assessment item folder created, it actually automatically creates or link for the assessment, creates a column in the grade center. So if there is a link, it will create, let's say we've got a planet research assignment, it's Turnitin submission link created. So it's straight away creates a column in the grade center. So as you can see inside of the folder, we recommend the link for students always at the top. All the materials that, you know, help students, examples, everything stored here as well, uploaded to this folder. Also, we give kind of like a cheat list as elements of the assignment that, you know, are recommended to kind of follow through. And now let's go. So basically, as you could see in this course, we have 3 assessment items, and the name of the folders always must match the ones in the electronic course profile. So that's probably everything that you need to know about the assessment folder. So next one down, we're going down to the discussion board. So next section here. So that's a good way to sparkle discussion for students. Sometimes course coordinators don't like the look of it. We do have another online tool called Add Discussion Board. It's just something that your course coordinator might add on, so you will see it probably next to it. So next one section down, My Grades. So that's where students will see all the marks for this particular course. So what this means that once you release the grades to students, they will see name of the assignment and their results, as well as the way to assess any feedback that you might left for students. Library links. Again, it just takes students to the library page and provide them with the range of information about the resources available, and kind of generic, like building their academic study skills and technology, so on. So it's kind of an external link to the library. And tools, that's a hidden section. So basically all the tools available for that course. Now, we are going now to the control management section, and I'm very conscious of the time. We might go slightly over the scheduled time. So if you do have anything scheduled right, after this session, please feel free to go as you need it. You will receive email with the link to the full recordings and also the links to all the wonderful resources that have been developed and maintained by our team. All right, well, I'll keep going. So the files here, basically this section will store all the files that you upload. So if we click on that, all the files, all the images, anything that you uploaded, the PDF files will be stored kind of like a single collection of all files that have been uploaded to this particular course. So course tools, again, all the tools available through the Blackboard that can be connected. Once we click, you could see the long list here. Next one, evaluation, again, not important section. It's just a range of reports that are available. Unfortunately, it's not particularly useful. The course inside, the one that on the top of the course menu, that's where course coordinators will go instead for the information about students and the engagement. So the grade center, that's where you probably will be spending a lot of time. So can I please get you guys to click on the full grade center here, and you will see all the students that enroll in that course, their details. You will see, when they last, the availability, when they last assessed the Blackboard, so you could kind of see how active they are. So again, depending on assessment type, it's either created the column automatically, like you could see that planned research assignment I mentioned in the assignment section, or sometimes the your assignment that you need to mark manually, and you will need to actually add a column here yourself. So basically, to create a column here, you just go create column. If it's just a simple column, you give the column a name. Let's say we have a quiz for our online or Planet quiz. I think that's how it's called in our course profile. Planet quiz. So here you can give students descriptions here, telling what they need to do, click, or when it's available. So any instructions you want students to know. So now the primary display will be score. Now the secondary display at default is none. You can actually select percentage. It's kind of it's not how should I say, it's not a must, so you can just leave it as not using it. But what the percentage is how it helpful is actually will show you if you know that you are marking out of 40, and if it shows you, for example, 110%, so you accidentally type 50 instead of 40, it will show that it's kind of 110%, for example, 105%. So it straight away will show you, oh, there must be an error there, for example. So let's say we leave everything there as is in terms of the date grade, included the grade center calculation. We click yes if we included that in total. Show it to students again if you don't want them to see. When you set it up, it's probably better to keep it at no until the grades are approved, or these marks are approved. So now we click and so statistics is just the average again, up to you or course coordinator, how you guys want to. And we click submit. That's what I missed. So we do need points, those 40 points, for example, you marking students out of. You can actually add the rubrics here, or course coordinator might add rubric here for easy marking. And we click submit. So now you could see we've got Planet Quiz here. The way we know it's hidden at this little circle with the red line across, so it's hidden. So again, to make it available to students, we click on this little arrow down icon, and we can say hide from students on off. So this message a bit hidden halfway through. So that's how we hide them, and click again, and we hide them again. All right. So what else we need to know here? You can rearrange. As you could see, this Planet Quiz came after the final total. If you want to move them, we go to Manage, we go Column Organization, and we can actually highlight our little Planet Quiz, and we can, again, using the Move icon, move it up, and we want that to be before, for example, Turnitin assignment. And we click Submit here, and here we are. So this column goes first, Planet Quiz, and then it goes the Turnitin submission link for the Planet Research. So that's a brief overview of the Grade Center. And now what I also want to mention here is that you can, if you go back to the column organization, you can actually hide certain panels. For example, you don't want to see students' last access or their availability. You can just tick those columns and click Hide Selected Columns and click Submit. And this way, it just, you've got students, you've got their ID or username, or again, you can hide one of those, and you've got just the columns that you need to mark. And then you will just mark by entering mark here. Also, as I mentioned, if you have Turnitin set up, course coordinator set up the Turnitin submission for students, it will automatically bring the marking from your Turnitin marking studio into here. So it's wonderful to have those LTI link established. So basically 2 systems talking to each other. So let me quickly go over our slides, and I apologize for jumping from the real live system to the slides, but this way you have a record of everything we have done with step by step. And now something that I need to mention, that you as a tutor will be enrolled in the courses that you assist in as a teaching assistant. So you would have full editing rights, except that you won't be able to delete instructors. You won't be able to delete anyone from the course. And course coordinator will be, as an instructor, having full editing rights. Now, next one, groups. And very, very quickly, we're going to look how we can set up those groups. So we're going now to the section users and groups here. So when we click on that, it opens up, extend. So users, that's where you will see everyone who's enrolled in that course and their role here. And as I said, you will be enrolled probably as the assistant, and your course coordinator is instructor, and obviously students are students. Excuse me. All right. Now we're going to groups now here, and you could see the tutorial groups that are scheduled in timetable and students enrolled in automatically will come here. But sometimes you have a group assignment and you need students to get, working in groups. So from this page, from the groups page, you can actually click on the create, and we recommend to create the group set instead of just single group, because it will be just one group. We need a group set. So 3 possible ways for students to get in, whether self-enrolled, random enrolled, or manual enrolled. We recommend to select self-enroll. That's where students can actually get themselves. saving you time and the course coordinator. So again, we click on the self-enrolled. It's in its most common type of the group setup. So let's say we select body check group set, and again, you can give instructions here for students. You can tell them, that is just a group to sign up, and you need to sign up by a certain time. Let's say we tell them, please sign up by this Friday by 4 p.m. All right. So that's where you give them instructions. Again, group available to students, you do want them to see. Leave all the tools availability at default. And now here, sign up options. So you do need to give this sign up sheet, so where the students will be able to get in. So we give it group sign up sheets. Now here, maximum number of members per group. Let's say you want no more than 4 students in a group. Here's the number of groups you want to have. Let's say you want 10 groups, no more, and submit. So it will create those 10 groups for students to enroll, and they will be able to see and go there. But at the same time, we know it's there, but how would they get in? So now we need to have that link to those groups created and pulled into the course menu here. So now it is a very small tool up here. So all we need to do is select this one and click tool link and select the group set, and of course choose groups and submit. So it will create a link here. So one student will click on that, they will see all of those groups, and then they can select themselves, because very often they do want to be in group with their friends. So that's pretty much how you set up groups for the group assignment if you need it. So this one section uses and groups, then customization, packages and utilities. This one are default sections that are just there for course coordinator. They're not that important and not really relevant to tutors. And help, again, that's kind of a generic link to the help session. It's kind of a link to all the resources available for staff. But if you do need to have some support, you're most welcome to get in touch with our team. But I want to mention that if you do experience technical problems, you can get in touch with our dedicated help desk team. So the best way to get in touch with them is through help@elearning.uq.edu.au. So you will get all of this information, all of those links and resources in the follow-up email. So I'll just bring that on the screen so you will have it in the recording as well. And also our team, e-learning advisors team, provide workshops and sessions like today's one, and as well as the one-on-one consultations. There are other services available from the Institute in terms of pedagogical advice on or assignment design.